Okie dokie. Good to go.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah, they do.
I didn't hear a while ago.
Finally figured out how to say it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I told
There
her.
is a way to bring
Yeah, I want to.
anything.
They're doing a.
Yes. You just have to.
Oh, process.
I haven't do that. I should. I should.
Okay.
Post bringing over as a payment.
Gotcha.
You have to make some adjustments to it in order to make at least HTML.
I don't know. I'm still working on monkey.
It's already preset in HTML.
Right.
And remove those.
Well, can you send it out when you do remove them? Because I've tried to remove those before and it said that it won't send or something because my information isn't.
Creating it in design.
Okay, gotcha.
So you go into design, you bring over the HTML code,
Right.
eliminate the basic HTML so that the HTML occupies the entire document. And then you see it in the email, save it as a preview.
Okay.
And go ahead and send the preview as, so we have to put that into the email campaign.
Gotcha.
Out of,
I've been using MailChimp.
right.
That seems to be so much easier. You know, it's easier to find contacts from there, tags from there. Let's use MailChimp.
I haven't. Well, I've just used it. You do it through command, you go straight to mail. Going straight to MailChimp?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you can use, because you can use MailChimp through command.
Yeah.
You just select that as your
Yeah,
engine.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. But I also, sometimes I just go straight to MailChimp and design it in MailChimp. Because they have a lot of, like other designs or whatever. But it's super easy to do it whatever format.
What about dropping it in?
Oh yeah.
Dropping it in is like a smart plan trigger.
Yeah.
Because if you do it through design, and then you drop it in, like say for example, you don't use the same, you don't use the only certain emails go out.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, no, I'll rewrite it. Yeah, I'm gonna play around with it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but what if you do it through design, they know that it's and then if you try it, you can only see just like two header points that you
Right.
remove those and drop the HTML from the HTML and then bring it over and see the entire page and then the preview, save it and take it from design and drop it on the URL.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And then trigger it.
Yeah.
Like I said, so you kind of have to go down the line.
Yeah. It's just that formatted piece. But yeah, I'm glad you figured it out.
That's not.
For the month.
Yeah, I think that's talking about
I get it. Let me know if I can help you.
okay. Yeah.
So,
I don't.
All right, y'all, it's 7 o'clock. We're gonna get started. Thanks y'all for being here today. Tell me something you're grateful for. What good news has happened in your world this week, or what are some things that you're thankful for?
My son is graduating from Georgia Tech week from Saturday.
That is
Very
awesome.
exciting.
I'm really excited.
Congratulations, that's awesome. Oh, thank you. Anybody else have anything?
The lake is back up.
Yes, the rain is off the lake. That is a good thing. Okay, we have our strategic partners here in the room. Joy James with Guarantee Mortgage. Welcome. Morning, guys.
How you doing? Can't believe it's like the end of the year, right? Wow. June will be before next. So, speaking of end of the year, we always, or Fannie and Freddie always announce their new loan limits for the following year. So that was announced last week. Maybe did it before. So the new limit is $726,200. Awesome. And FHA has announced their new mortgage limits too. We'll do a blast on this later this afternoon. I'll put it in the Facebook group as well. But this just amazes me. Gwinnett County, the max loan limit for FHA, and Gwinnett would be, it's part of the Metro Atlanta, so many of those counties, and Berry County is part of that. $592,250 for an FHA loan. That's just crazy to me. I mean, it went up tremendously because last year it was, or this year, I guess, $471. So I mean, that went up a lot. So you can do an FHA loan up to $592,000, which is amazing. Hall County, Jackson County is $472. So if you have somebody buying in Hall and Jackson, it's a bit different. But we will send a blast out to that. It's a good information to keep. What else is going to talk about for you guys? Tomorrow, we do once a month an open house. We call it open hours, I guess, here in the office. So that's the time you guys can come and talk about whatever you want, okay? I always have a couple of topics, and tomorrow I'm going to cover buy downs again. That's still a hot topic. I'm going to go over that again, like the temporary buy downs and just buy downs in general. And seller contributions, I'm going to talk about that again because I think that's very important. We're starting to see a lot of, closing cost contributions again. Yay for buyers. So I'm going to go over, and I've put this in the Facebook group before too, but I'll do it again. Just kind of how much for conventional. It's on a tier basis. So like 3%, if you're going to put 3% down, it's limited to 3%. But if it's between 75 and 90% LTV, it goes to 6%. 9%, 9% or more, it's 9%. So anyway, there's a tier for it, and investment properties on 2. So I'm starting to see a lot of rental properties again, and investors, so that's on 2. But I'll go over all of that in the morning. I'm going to post some things about that too. And one thing, we had a meeting yesterday with Sarah and Dara, and one thing, and you guys have asked me this before, and we're going to start posting in the Facebook group rates on Fridays. I'm going to do Friday rates just to kind of let you guys know what they're doing, okay? Right now they're great. Again, I think they're great. They're under 7 and they're like 6 and 3/8. Well, somebody yesterday at 6 and 3/8. 6.5 is pretty average. So the rates are great. Close somebody this morning on 15-year. I'm getting more 15-year questions again. Another trend I'm seeing, I'm just going to throw this out there and think about this for the new year. USDA. You got people buying in rural areas. Think about USDA. I'm talking to people about that more too. All of a sudden, I'm getting a lot of calls about that. So those are just some things to throw out there and think about. If you guys need me, I am here. I'm here to help you. Call me, text me, anytime. Okay? Thank you guys. Y'all have a great, I'll just kind of throw this out there. I think there's like one more meeting next week. It's a lunch. But thank you for your support. I like being in this office. I can't believe today's your official, like, I guess, last week. I can't believe that. It's been great working with Sarah. And she's not leaving the office, so we'll still do business with Sarah. Looking forward to it. But you guys, it's just great being in the market. So let me know if you need anything. Yeah.
All right. I am going to turn it over to Bob Hartwell. You have a new vendor to introduce.
We do
us
have
to.
a vendor, and this is someone we have needed for a long time, folks. So I want to introduce Melvin, Brian Gilbert. These guys are coming in. Tell us the name of your company. And
Gwinnett Property Maintenance.
Right.
Melvin's been in construction for 32 years. The last 20 years I've been in plumbing. Specifically, I'm specialized in drain cleaning. Anything from the street in the house, whether it's from the toilet to kitchen sink to the cleanup, from the cleanup to the street. I've specialized in drain cleaning for 20 years. But together, I call Melvin the guru. I tested him before I joined with him, and he's fantastic. He can fix anything, and it's complete. It's done on time. He does it for a fair price, and it's up to code.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures, and they're really, really good. They're impressive. So
We've done everything from complete, bathroom build outs to putting in a shelves in a car. So we do everything from A to Z. So anything that we can do, we're happy to help.
So we know, I've been running the vendor committee for the last couple of years, last few years, and this is one vendor we have needed badly for a long time. So be looking for his information. We're going to put it on the vendor sheet and put him out there so you guys can call Melvin and Brian and get some handyman work done. And you do pretty much everything, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you do everything.
I got brochures
installs
and some cards if you want to put them out here.
Yeah. So this is what we've been needing, so you can expect to get pretty busy.
Just a drain inspection, I'm assuming that's something that you would do, a drain like inspection?
Yeah, we can camera the line as well.
Yeah.
Camera to see what's going on inside.
How much is that?
Depends on what the length of what the job is. Generally, you're talking about $50 to $75.
Okay.
It's,
And the reason why I brought that up is that I'm sure most all of us are part of Georgia real estate agents, helping real estate agents Facebook group. I saw another agent post a question about like how often do we do sewer inspections, and a couple of agents commented, and Thea Marikachi from our office commented, and she's recently purchased a house over like Marietta Roswell area, and she ended up having sewer drainage problems, and it cost $8,000 to fix that. And several other agents commented that they had recently had buyers experience some pretty significant issues with sewer clean outs and stuff like that. And so it's just not really something that's on our radar. And there's another agent that was from Colorado, Arizona, and she commented, she was like, when I moved here, I was shocked that this isn't a common practice where we always do those inspections on every single house that we sell. And so it was just kind of surprising to me the amount of people that commented recently that had like very, very costly things with like tree roots and collapsed things and stuff like that.
It's
So
actually a conversation that we had when I was talking to these guys about the vendor program. One of the conversations we had is that if you don't know and you hire just a typical company out there, they're going to just rake you over the coals.
that's the other thing too. You'd be surprised if I'd say 90% of the pipes that have issues can be cleaned, and you'll see some people are digging them up and replacing them when it could have been cleaned for a third of the price. Not every pipe has to be dug up. You can clean it.
Yeah.
Unless, like you said, it's collapsed or something. Then you got a problem.
yeah. We're happy to help.
By the way, you have the same name as my husband. That's fun. Because his name is not so common. Isn't it called a flush of the system? Flushing out the system, sewage system?
You mean just like the drain cleaning part of it? Because
Yeah.
I've always just got, we've got, the last 20 years, it's always been just drain clean.
Oh, just right.
We always clean from the outside in and pull everything out. But you can also go I can pull P-traps off and go through the P-trap out to the clean out, and then from the clean out to the street, so that it's spotless when you're done. There won't be anything left in there.
And then you can flush.
Oh, okay.
If you flush and it doesn't go anywhere, you got a problem.
Yeah, or with septic.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
So let me just clarify something, only because I'm fairly new to Georgia. The sewage systems that come to the houses, even in the new communities, generally need to be flushed per household at some point or cleaned out,
Or house.
Yeah, it's not.
even if it's brand new. And
Yeah,
how
brand new houses do have a lot of construction debris in the pipe. It could be dirt, gravel, and a lot of new construction will hire people like me to come through there, and I'll clean from, like I said, to clean out to the street and remove all the construction debris. And it could just be mud or rocks or
It could be
whatever.
a Coke can.
Could be, I've
See,
pulled
all
out
kinds of stuff.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
and in existing homes, I pulled out bricks,
Yeah.
golf balls, tennis balls, Coke cans, bottles, you name it. I don't know how it
When
gets in
is the
there.
warning sign before it starts to open?
There usually isn't.
When you're standing in your tub and the water comes back up on you,
It's ankle
that's a
deep.
bad sign.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah. Then it's brown.
And the reason why I asked is my grandson did a number and he comes running upstairs, we need a plumber. The whole, he tried to unplug it. I'm saying, but this is a fairly brand new house, how can that happen?
And the difference between what we do too is some blockages can be cleared with what we call a cable machine.
Right.
You can just run the cable in there and pull out the toothbrush that the kid put in there or something.
Yeah.
I also use hydro jetting, which is high pressure water jetting. 360 degrees of clean. I can go out to 500 feet long and anywhere up to 15 inches in diameter, and all the way down to a 1 inch mark.
Okay, great, thank
And
you.
we can remove everything from roots, I cut through 2x4 in 3 minutes.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing.
We are so excited to have y'all part of the office. Thank you so much.
That's awesome
And
stuff.
be prepared for lots of phone calls. All right, we have a couple of other vendors in the room. If you wouldn't mind standing up and introducing yourself, please.
I'm Ryan with Georgia Pro Inspection Company. We're the new guys on the preferred vendor list for home inspection. We do all your normal stuff that every home inspector does as far as residential, commercial, infrared thermal imaging, radon testing, the whole gamut. But one thing that I wanted to make sure you guys are aware of is that I want to be a resource for you. I have agents that call me all the time with, I like to say, there is no stupid question, doesn't matter what it is. If you're at a listing appointment and you or your potential client have the most random question in the world, and you really just need to get to the bottom of it, call me, text me. If you're showing a buyer a home, snap a picture or something, send it to me, FaceTime me, whatever. Obviously, I want to earn your business, but I also want to make sure you guys know that I'm here as a resource for you guys. I've seen a lot of things and helped a lot of agents, and we would love to do a home inspection for you. We'd love to do a pre-listing inspection for your client, but any way we can help you with anything, look forward to helping you any way we can.
Cool.
Hi, Sandy Baker, Contractors Best Solution.
Yes.
Hi guys. I've actually been around. I've been online a lot. I'm Lisa Gonzalez, as you all know, real estate agent, 22 years, commercial and residential. I am in Florida. Florida and Georgia license. If you need any help out there, I'm here. But on top of that, I also have a thing in my heart. I'm a World Financial Group, as you see that. I also do insurance, wealth development, family banks, moving your 401ks. Anybody got any 401ks being moved these days? No, don't leave them where they are. They're in big trouble. And I'm trying to protect people's retirement future. And the other question is, where are you in retirement future? I'm here to help you. My one word is leaving your family behind. I just heard a story the other day. Got a family guy, 22 years old, recently married, guy that had no insurance, and he had a wife and a kid in the house. So you don't want that happening. I do a lot more than that. If you ever want to talk to me, you have my number. Confidentiality is big time with me. I'm here, end of the year. Have a good day.
Okay.
I'm Jacqueline, Peachtree Interiors, and I'll talk to you more at the end of the meeting, but we do all kinds of floor coverings, hardwoods, carpet, LVT, window coverings, even remote control, countertops. Happy to help you.
Next question.
Thank you. All right, we have some great classes and training coming up to wrap up the month of December. We have a real estate career day that Dara is hosting this week. Thursday is the Jeff Glover event. If you haven't gotten your ticket, I believe there's still a couple left, and so that's going to be this Thursday from 9 to 12:30. It's at a hotel down by Sugarloaf. So it's only $29. Really, really great training. So if you have time in your schedule, get there. You'll really get so much out of it. And then Kelly will be teaching a class next week about getting all of our new agents set up with Command. We have a vision board workshop coming up, real estate career nights, and DocuSign 101. I think Kelly is gonna, okay. Today we are kicking off all about how to get your database and stuff like that in order in Command and the importance of that. And kind of the second part to this class is going to be a workshop of where you're going to work on your database in Command. So we are having a database holiday, and we're just setting it up. Everyone's gonna come in here, work together, work on your database all day long. Christmas music, cookies, food, snacks. All that kind of thing. So come be miserable together and work on your database. Clean it up and make jokes and have fun. It can be a very boring activity, and yet you're doing it together. It helps kind of force you to get through it. But we want you to get your database set up, and Kelly's going to teach all about this and why it's so important to go into this new year with a strong database. You have all these people in your phone and your email. You have contacts everywhere on pieces of paper. We got to get them into Command. So that's going to be a really, really great event that we have coming up. Our office holiday party is next Monday, so that's quickly approaching. It's going to be at Corpet in downtown Beaufort. Make sure you register so we can get a great head count. Make sure you have enough food to feed everyone and enough booze if that's your thing as well. So we need to know that. And then also the following day, next Tuesday, is going to be our annual Christmas lunch. That's going to be at the church because we need all that additional space. Wear your favorite Christmas sweater. Also bring a gift to exchange if you want to participate in the gift exchange. You don't have to. We're going to have a really, really yummy lunch for some really great sponsors that are sponsoring that lunch. It's going to be a really, really fun day. So I want to see everyone there for that.
Is that what this is for?
Nope, that's something different.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
tell you exactly what it's all for.
Sorry.
That's okay, that's okay, no worries.
All right, I mentioned the career day and career night. So if you know someone that's interested in getting started in real estate, make sure you send them to this. We'll make sure they get your day online, and we want to introduce them to the wonderful world of real estate. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Kelly, our wonderful, fabulous tech trainer, who is going to deep dive into why command is so important for our database and what we will do to put that together.
Okay, there's a lot of handouts on the table, and so the two that you need for right now are the one with the Christmas tree or the Santa and the QR code, and then this one, the 201 Club. So these are the two that we're going to use first, and then the rest of we can just kind of set aside. So these two QR codes, one or the other, and then the worksheet or the handout, I guess, not worksheet, I'm just a teacher term. This says the 201 Club. All right. For those of you who don't know me, I am Kelly Headley, and I am the tech trainer here. I started in June, retired from teaching after 25 years. I was a public school teacher, and started here. I retired in May and started here in June. So, so if I have like teacher terms, that's why. All right. So we are talking about cleaning up our database, and the first thing that we need to do is, before we can really clean anything up, we need to get our information in Command. If you haven't downloaded the Command app, I want you to do so. You can just take out your phones or whatever now and download the Command app. It's a red app with white KW on it, and we're going to use that a little bit later. And the class, this is the first half of the 201 Club. You're going to hear that term a lot because what's happened is Keller Williams has run the data on the back end and figured out that if you have 201 contacts in Command and you utilize those contacts and you have a systematic way of communicating with those contacts and developing those relationships, that you can make up to $119,000 in GCI for that year. But it's not just putting the contacts in, you have to systematically set something up to keep in touch with those contacts. That's going to be the second half of our class, which we're going to do in January with Stuart Heath. The first part is getting those 201 contacts in. All right, so some of the things that we're going to be covering today. First of all, the Command app, but two things we're covering: the necessary baseline of contacts to start your real estate business in any market. That's the first thing, and that's that 201. There's some other numbers too that they've done the data on, as far as if you have 51 to 100 contacts, then the average GCI is 77,000. If you have 101 to 200 contacts, the average GCI is 85,000. The 201 to 1,000 contacts is about 120,000. And then 1,001 to 2,000, it goes up to 190,000. So those numbers have been run, and that data has been taken, and it's proven, like it's a math formula, you know, and so that's why, you know, this is important. All right, for some reason, hold on one second, my screen's not showing. Will you go get Leah? She told me to get her if I couldn't get it up.
You said between 100 to 200?
Between 101 to 200, it's $84,789 GCI.
What was the next figure?
The next one was 201 to 1,000 contacts is 119,510, and that's what we're talking about today, the 201 contacts. So it goes up exponentially. There we are. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks. Yeah, just go to present. Yeah. Thanks. All right, so the two things we're going to cover today, there's 4 steps to it. The first one is the necessary baseline of contacts, and that's that magic number of 201. And then there's 4 steps that it takes to get you and over 100K in GCI over the next year. Then Stuart is going to cover smart plans with a 36 touch smart plan and the activities that are required for you to get this model to work. Because it's not just putting them in and putting them on a smart plan. There's tasks and activities that you have to do and follow up with. But they have figured out the formula. So, if you do follow this model and you do what they've asked you to do, then there's a good chance that you will bring that in GCI. All right, I have a handout for you. This is the handout that we're going to use for this class. And it kind of summarizes what we're going to do today and to get your database up to date. It gives you some space to write down some action items and to make a commitment as to what you're going to do on a regular basis or on a daily basis to get your database up and running. And the other thing with the smart plans, we talk about smart plans because you have to have a baseline of contacts, but the whole thing, you have to communicate with them in a systematic way and kind of think of your contacts, especially today, as relationships. And relationships require communication, and so the smart plans are a way to communicate with your database and create those relationships. So, and the 201, it might seem like a number that's kind of out of our reach. Like I know some of you, like Ryan, as an example, he's like, he's always like, he doesn't have as many contacts because he's young, he thinks he doesn't, but you'd be surprised at where you can find those contacts and what you can do with those. And you want to start with the people that know you, that like you, that trust you. Think about Facebook. Facebook, you have so many Facebook friends. So many people are in your phone database. And there's certain people that you may not have talked to for quite some time, but you can reach out to them and they'll pick up the phone and, lend you a hand at any time. All right, so I told you that we have data in the back end and that they have actually taken this and they've seen what the average real estate agent, depending on what their database health is. When you go into Command, the first screen that you pull up, it has tasks and your goals and it has your database health. And your database health is how much information you have on these contacts. So it's all a percentage. So 20% of it is first and last name. 20% is physical address, 20% is email, and 20% is your phone number. So that's 80%. And then there's 4 or 5 other that are worth 4%. That's date of birth, that's home anniversary, any of their social networking information. It's tags, if you put tags on there. And so your database health is how healthy your contacts are. One of the goals that we're looking for is not just to put those contacts in, but to get all 4 of those key pieces of information. So you want first and last names, you want their physical address, you want their email address, and you want their phone number. All right, let's see. Okay, I say this at every training I do, it's progress, not perfection. I want you to be able to walk away with one thing that you can do today or tomorrow to increase your business. It's not like jumping in with both feet and feel like you're drowning, because I know like with a lot of people it can be very overwhelming when you first get started. So it's just making a goal that you can meet and that you can commit to on a daily basis. All right, this is something that I like to bring in. I'm not sure how many of you have actually read the MREA, but I do think that the 6 personal perspectives, I think whether you're in business or whether it's a personal thing, I think they're very valuable. And I think that they are something that you can apply to your life. I'm just going to go over these quickly, but these are in the MREA. Like I said, it's something that just kind of, it gives us a point to kind of start from, I guess, or kind of to jump from. The first one is commit to self-mastery. Know your goals, know your strengths and weaknesses, work on your weaknesses to boost up your strengths, work on your strengths to boost up your weaknesses. Commit to the 80-20 principle. 20% of your action can lead to 80% of your results. The E to P, that your entrepreneurial state is what feels good and what feels right, and your purposeful state is on top of that entrepreneurial state. We put focus, we do models, we do systems, and that takes us from that E to P. Make being learning-based the foundation of your action plan. That's pretty self-explanatory. And remove your limiting beliefs. That's self-explanatory too. When you unlimit your thinking, you unlimit your success. So if you get rid of those, it's all mindset. If you get rid of those negative limiting beliefs, then you can, anything is possible, really. And then the last one I think is probably the most important, I guess, is that be accountable. I think there's a victim mentality and people have a status quo kind of mentality where everything is just happening to them as opposed to them changing what they're thinking and their mindset is and working toward goals and working toward success and being solution focused instead of problem focused or complaining, about what the world is doing to them or how the market is. They're the accountable change mentality knows what the reality is and they own it and they come up with solutions to work through those things. It's all mindset. Okay, so the 200 Club. According to the MREA, and I do refer to it a lot, because I do think it's a good book. But real estate is a contact sport, and it's about relationships. The more people you know, the more business you do. Some people might say they have 10 contacts and they do all of this business, but it's important that you are continuing these relationships with people and you're reaching out. You want to be like their first thought when it comes to real estate. I've told several of you this, but 20 years ago we moved from Birmingham to here, and the company that moved, my ex-husband worked for Western Union at the time, and Keller Williams was the company that did the relocations. Well, in the last 20 years, we've used the same real estate agent that we met when we moved here from Birmingham for probably 10 different sales. And it wasn't just us, but I when I first started here and I read that book and I thought, like, why is it that we use Kathleen all this time? And because she doesn't run in our social circles, she's not someone that we run into at church or, in Swanee or anything. And it's because she was always top of mind because calendars, she sent birthday cards to me, sent birthday cards to my kids. My children are adopted, and when we adopted my daughter, they're from Korea. When we adopted my daughter, she saw it on Facebook and sent with a gift basket. It's just, she kept in touch with us all of that time. And so this stuff, it's real. Like, it really does happen. My ex just bought a house in Swanee, and I called him and I said, did you use her? And he's like, yeah, I don't know who else I would use, So it went years between the times that we needed her, but as soon as we needed a real estate agent, she was the one that we called. So this stuff, it really does make a difference. And it does make a difference for you to, be top of mind. Some people ask me if I thought it was like Facebook stalking because you're sending a basket, and I totally didn't. Like, I thought it was super sweet. I didn't think it was, because it was pretty organic and it was pretty genuine. It wasn't, just out of the blue. Plus, she kept in touch with us throughout the year with email newsletters and with, well, then it was mail most of the time. Now it's switched to email. But newsletters and birthday cards and calendars and all of that stuff. So it didn't seem unauthentic and it didn't seem like, Facebook stalkish because she had kept in touch with us. That's one of the things too, with all of this database cleanup and putting our contacts in, that's one of the things that a lot of people are scheduling, like one-on-one with me, is to clean up their database and get their contacts imported and things. And so we're seeing this across the region. And so that's why we kind of created this 201 Club and the database holiday cleanup and all that, because previous to this market, you didn't have to really have systems in place. You did, but not as much as what we have to do now because of the market shift. And so, so that's what we're seeing as a whole across the region. And so that's why we're offering like these different classes and stuff. So, all right. A lot of you, how many like contacts do you guys think you have in your phone? Like, I know how many you have because I just did yours. But I mean, I have like 500, and I'm not, real estate's not my business. I mean, it's just, but when I go through my contacts, it's people that I knew when I was in Ohio, people that I knew when I was in Birmingham, people that I knew when I moved here in Michigan. I've lived all over. And so those contacts is family members that I haven't talked to in a long time. So you'd be surprised at the contacts that you have that you can put into commands and you can reach out to. A couple of things that I've run into as well, people are saying that they haven't kept in touch with these people in a while, so they don't want to just send something out to them, but that's not really what matters. What matters is, first of all, to get over that mindset, because, I mean, I know there's friends of mine that I've like seen on Facebook or whatever, and I haven't really responded or I haven't called them, but I know for a fact if I pick up the phone, and I think, what if they called me? Would I be like, I don't want to talk to her because I haven't talked to her for, 5 years. I wouldn't be like that at all. Like it's just changing your thinking and to reach out and not reach out totally with real estate right now, but to reach out with something organic. Those of you who took Ignite, what does FORD stand for? Do you remember? It's a pop quiz.
Family, occupation.
Recreation. What's your last one? Dream. Very good. So that's the conversation that you can have. It's ask about their family, ask about their job, ask what they want to do. Like, do they want to go on vacation? Do they like to go to the lake? You know, just to generate those conversations. It doesn't have to be, you know, you're in real estate and I want a referral and you want to sell a house or you want to buy something. You know, you want to start out and just do it very naturally and have an organic conversation with them. That was great, guys. Pass that little pop quiz. All right, so the number of real estate agents monthly is continuing to increase according to our studies, and the sales are continuing to go down, which kind of creates a competitive crunch in that middle. And so I want to make sure that you guys are in the best position for this, because just because sales are going down doesn't mean that that you're going to sell less homes. If you have things in place, then that's what's going to help you to be successful in this market. Okay, so 201 to 1,000 contacts, which is interesting. That's a big jump. You know, the ones previous to that are like 50 at a time. But 201 plus contacts on average is 119, 510,000 in GCI. But that is with a name, a phone number, email, and physical address. Those are important. Those 4 key things are very important in order to follow this model. Okay, so there's 2 ways that you can go about this. As far as putting contacts in, like how do you reach that 201 baseline? And you can import from any source and clean up later. Or you can import in smaller batches with more like robust information. There's 4 key pieces of information. If you get their date of birth and their home anniversary, that's a plus. Because that can help when you set up smart plans, and that can definitely help with keeping in touch with those people, you know, in an organic, kind of natural way. All right, so whatever you decide to do, don't just assume that you're going to put the contacts in and all of a sudden you're going to be making that in GCI. You've got to work the contacts once they're in, and that's where the smart plans come into play. All right, garbage in, garbage out. It's easier to work on the front end and put the information in correctly rather than dumping it all into command and then having to go back and clean it up. So, and there's a way to do that. That kind of brings in this. So if you do want to put your contacts in and import all of your contacts from your iPhone or from whatever your cell phone is, there's a good way to do it, and it's systematic and it's easy to do it that way. And so the first thing, if you do want to do that, then the first thing you need to do is just follow the directions just to import all of those contacts onto a CSV, like an Excel file is basically what that is. And if you do that prior to coming in next Wednesday, then it's really easy to import your information into command and do it the right way. Because if it's not done the right way, it messes up your smart plans. So like if you have a phone number and it's not marked a primary phone number on the spreadsheet correctly, then it's not going to send any text messages from Twilio in a smart plan. The physical address is the same way. Like if it's not marked a certain way on the spreadsheet, it's not going to, like your emails won't go through if it's not marked a primary email address. Your direct mailings won't go through on smart plans if it's not marked correctly. So if you can download it on a CSV file, and then when you do that, you come in next Wednesday, then I can help you upload it into command the proper way so that it will, so that everything will work properly. And it's easier to do it on a spreadsheet and clean it up on a spreadsheet than it is to go through contact by contact and try to clean it up. So that's just kind of a word to the wise. All right, so according to the MREA, there are 4 laws of lead generation. And those are build your database, feed it every day, communicate with it in a systematic way, and follow up on the leads it generates. Okay, so the first thing is, for some of you, how do I even find my 201 contacts? Because you feel like that's a lot, but what does it look like if you have 5 people added a day? Like 5 days a week, how many is that? 25, very good. And it'll take you how long to get to your 201 contacts? match.
Less than 10 days.
Well, no, your math's off.
25 a week? Oh, okay.
25 a week. Okay, there you go. Okay, 10 people added a day, 5 days a week. 20 people per day, so that's a bold thing, 20 people per day to add. If you do 20 people a day for 5 days a week, it takes you 2 weeks and you've got your 201 contacts. All right, that brings us to how many people a day can you commit to putting into your contacts and getting those 4 key pieces of information? It's not just putting in their name. A lot of you have names and phone numbers, but don't have physical addresses or emails. Or a lot have names and emails with no phone numbers or physical address. Physical address seems to be the one that that people don't have the most. And you can't really send like neighborhood nurtures or anything about the market if you don't know what their physical address is and it's not marked a certain neighborhood. So it's definitely one of those things that's a key piece of information. So on your sheet here, I want you to commit to adding so many contacts to your command database per day until you hit 201. Some of you are already there. Others of you, I know you're not. So commit to adding however many you want. So we're going to focus on building your database and feeding it today. And then the second part of this, like communicating in a systematic way and following up on the leads it generates, will be taught next month with Stuart Heath. And I want you to consider, let me think here. How many of you have 201 contacts already? Like you have more than that, or you've got at least 201? Okay. How many of you are wondering or have no idea if you even know 201 people? Do you think it's, I'm not looking at you.
We all know 201 people.
Yeah, we all have 201 people. We do. Yep, and Ryan, that wedding list, those wedding invites. Yeah, so if you can just commit to putting in 10 a day or 5 a day, or if you really want to get crazy and put in 20 a day, then you're going to get to that relatively quickly.
So Kelly, I'll just add to
Okay.
that.
Yes.
The challenge is that if you don't have those people, you've got to get out and meet those people.
Yes.
And so that's either by holding open houses or door knocking or joining a book club or yeah.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so this QR code is from Bold, and this is called a brain rattler or a memory jogger. And if you pull this up, it'll show 100. It has 150 people. That did you do this in Bold? Yes. Yeah, 150 different people to kind of help you get your brain going to think of who you could reach out to. And it's people like your dentist, it's like your kid's pediatrician, like my kid's allergy doctor, the person who does your hair, anybody that you use for any home services, any of those. But there's 150 on there, and it really is a good way for you to kind of generate some information. Another thing is affiliates. Other business owners. And these are not just people that are real estate based. When I was growing up, I had a best friend and her parents owned a pizza shop and an ice cream place. And it was just in a little dinky town, but they knew everybody. Like they knew everybody. If somebody was looking for someone, Mr. and Mrs. Galuch knew exactly who to send them to because that's where everybody got pizza. And that's where we all worked in high school. We worked at the ice cream shop, we worked in the pizza shop. And so, I mean, those people are important. It's anybody that you're affiliated with in any kind of a small business. You're a small business owner too. So you support other small business owners and people, you'd be surprised at how many people like to know people. Facebook contacts, previous jobs, school, etc. Like I said, I haven't lived in Birmingham for almost 20 years, but I still have 3 or 4 really good friends that, I live with there. We raised our kids together and we've had this relationship over this past 20 years, whatever, and I could pick up the phone and talk to them now and say, how are the kids doing? What are you up to? What's going on? And so those people, that's invaluable. Family and friends before real estate, contacts already on your phone, church friends. Again, we raised our kids in the church and we have church friends that, we might not talk to for a while, but those are people that you could reach out to. Open houses and other networks. Okay, so the first thing I would think of too is you want to, for your initial group of people, consider those who you know, like, and trust you. So those are your closest contacts. And that can be, like I said, that can be someone that you haven't talked to for a while, but you can still, I mean, you know who those people are. And then you can add others later. But I would focus originally on your core group. All right. Just some more. So the gold mine in your pocket is obviously your phone, because most of us have a whole lot of contacts on our phone. I'd be surprised if anyone had less than 200 contacts on your phone, just because that's your automatic go-to. As soon as you meet someone, you just put them in. Groups that you're associated with, like charity, volunteer work, faith organizations, schools, listings without agency, FSBOs or expired listings, circle prospecting, neighborhoods, apartment complexes, and open houses, of course. And I think it's always willing to be, you're always willing to be open to people, and you're always willing to socialize with people and get their information and take a, concerted interest in their life. I don't think enough can be said about making sure that it's organic, because you don't want to shove something on someone that doesn't feel right. And so I do think it's important that you're organic with that. All right, so choose 3 of the sources that we went over. The 3 sources on here, and then I want you to actually enter 5 contacts from any of these. These are the sources. So figure out 3 sources, and then I want you to come up with 5 contacts that you want to add into your contact list and commands. You can write it down if you want. Or if you've already got a lot of contacts, go through those contacts and see what people you could communicate with, and either get more information to verify, their email address, or to get that 80% of what you need for a healthy database. Write down those sources, what you're going to commit to, and I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. Well, I'll give you 3 to do that. Oh, this is the papers on that QR code. This is from Bold. It's 7 sheets, so that's a lot of people that you might know.
This QR code's not working for my phone, so.
Oh, I can get this to you. I'll send it to you. See if that will scan. Oh, same one. It probably won't work.
I don't know why it's just not working.
Okay.
Kelly, it's June. Kelly.
I have to bring that. Try this.
Okay.
It's the same one, but.
You ever set the phone?
No.
Who knows? I don't like Christmas tree.
Maybe
Kelly.
Christmas.
Yeah, I got a Scrooge phone. Very popular in Easter.
I saw you playing. It is. It's a place you
Kelly. Kelly, can you hear me?
If you do go through that bold memory job or whatever, for right now, just write down the names or just put the names. You don't have to know all their information. You can do that research later. But at least it just gives you a good idea of people that you can kind of reach out to.
So what are the things you mentioned?
Yeah, yeah.
So I really can't go fishing.
And go and like bring like a guest house ever and say, hey, it's just a neighborhood, and I realize this is under, because I'm, and they have really natural, yeah, yeah. I think this is clear though. It's just this morning. He's the one that told me about it and even kind of talking about it. As far as, because we were talking about the generating rates and how much it is. I'll check it out. But he was a good, like he is a, like, has a ton of information on that. It's not necessarily how many contacts you have, it's what almost the contacts. Yeah, you can do. I'm pretty sure you can do. And after you go on to Chrome, like Chrome, and we can go through there. Either way, I can, yeah, I can show you how to go through it. Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, no, I'll send you my calendar. It's not on the office. No, especially this really is perfect as a Christmas holiday and stuff. But this is a perfect time of year for that to reach out. Or if you have those, my records, like I don't sort of either their physical address and you know, stuff and this is the time of year you reach out and you know, see it's good, you could say, like, you know, like, for instance, address, you know, you know, so, but yeah, because I have the same thing, like, you know, a lot of the friends that I did know, they moved out of her, and I have their phone numbers still, because we don't ever change those, you know, and email addresses, we rarely change, and so, you know, it would be the same for me, but I have no idea what my address is, you know. Yeah, yeah, but I do know that there's, on social, but I do know there are friends that I get called that have a social to their free numbers, and it would just be like, we just put the conversation down, you know, and that's kind of going back thinking, you know, to contact you, you know, or the people that you knew well, you know, like we raised our kids, we were there for 4 years, and we did our church together, our kids were in school together, and all that. So, and you do forge those relationships. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to kind of wrap things up. Feeding your database daily is one of those ways for lead generation, and that is by getting that full information in on them. And I can't say enough about smart plans. I think the three main, like the most important things with command are definitely contacts, your opportunities, and smart plans. There's so many smart plans already pre-created in the library, thousands of them, that you have to do minimal work, you know? And there's a couple, there's one that when Stuart comes back in January, I can share it with you ahead of time. But we're gonna have you load on with these contacts. And then also, next week on Wednesday, when we do the database holiday cleanup, there's a smart plan that I've created that's a monthly email newsletter that goes out. So it'll be for 2023, once a month. You can put your contacts on that smart plan immediately, and it'll automatically start generating emails starting in January. And so that to me, those are kind of a no-brainer, the smart plans, because it's fully automated. And if you put a task in there, like if you want to make phone calls on a birthday or something, you know, or send a birthday card, it comes in on your task list. Once you put it in your smart plan, it comes up on your task list in command for that day. So it's like a reminder, you know, for the things that you want to do. And then you can automate the text messages. You can already pre-write the text messages. You can choose when you want those text messages to go, who you want them to go to. And it's the same with any kind of emails. It automatically does it, or it pops up on your task list for something for you to do. So those are pretty important. I can have one. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Some of the things that we were talking about, like if you do call someone that you haven't talked to in a while, like how do you make it so it's not awkward? This time of year, I think it's an easy call to make because it's, you know, the holiday season, you're thinking about family and friends that you haven't talked to in a while. So to call and like verify their information, or if you have their email address, to email and say, hey, I'm trying to update my records. I don't think it's awkward at this time of year at all, you know? And I think to like update our information isn't a strange thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not something that's not organic or it doesn't feel, you know, it doesn't feel forced, I don't think. You know, so to call someone up or tell them that you have exciting news or tell them that you are, you know, trying to just get everything in order so next year you can send out Christmas cards or something, you know? I don't think I think this time of year lends itself to that, you know, so. And I think that business is a little bit slower this time of year, and so spend that time now and in January, getting these things put together and getting them put in order and just make your year run so much more smoothly, you know, down the road, so. All right, if you have any questions about any of it, don't hesitate to call me, call the office. You can call me directly on my office line, email me. I have a calendar link that's on my email address. I can email you and you can schedule my calendar, whatever, you know, whatever help you need, whatever you need any help with, I'm here to help. And then the other thing too is if you do want to come to our database holiday, we are going to have door prizes. We're going to have drawings. We're going to have food and music and goodie bags, and we're trying to make it as fun as possible because it's not really a fun task. And so, and if you do want to download your contacts from your phone, just follow these. If you have iPhone or Android, put it on a CSV file, and then I can help you import it in and get it cleaned up and get your tags set and color coordinated, and so you know what your tags are. That's what I've been doing a lot of. I've been doing a lot of importing people's contacts from their phones and cleaning up their database for them. And cleaning your database is getting rid of duplicates, making sure you have thorough information, making sure your tags, you know what your tags mean. A lot of people put tags on and then they completely forget what those tags are. And tags are really important to kind of organize everything and group your people together, and it's a pretty personal thing. Look it up.
All right. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. We are excited about the database day. That's going to be a lot of fun, like a boring activity fun. We do have our lunch sponsor, Jacqueline Krause with Peachtree Interiors. Going to come forward. Tell us all about the wonderful services you have to offer.
Hello, I see some new faces that I haven't worked with yet. There's some people here that I have helped, and it's been great. And I want to thank you for your repeat business. I've been around here since probably 2016, I think. But we specialize in floor coverings, window coverings, and other updates for your house. Anything structural, wall moving and all that, we'll leave it to the new vendors. But we've done, nice updates. You got somebody who wants to spruce up the cell and doesn't want to spend a lot of money. It's amazing, just even if we put in a basic carpet in the bedrooms, which it depends on the size. A lot of times people ask me price and it's hard to say. If we're just doing one room, obviously it's going to be a little bit more than doing a whole house. But in general, the basic carpet will be around $250 a yard installed with tab, a foot. And then jumping up to luxury vinyl, like a good luxury vinyl product would be more like double that. And then you want to go to a nice hardwood, pre-finished hardwood, about and $7 and some change, just roughly. Those are some pricing guidelines. So carpet is still the most affordable and most popular product. Luxury vinyl is coming in as a close second, and then hardwood is also of course very nice. And we do all kinds of blinds, shutters, shades, motorized. If you got high windows with glare, you can't see your football games or whatever you can see. So please call us, and we're happy to help you in the way we can.
Are your remote blinds, are they on battery, or do you have some that are?
We have solar, so they can recharge through the sun as well. Yes, but they have batteries in there, but if it's a high window, you don't want to have to get it there all the time.